Okay, in this video, we're going to go over, as the accountant, what you do once your client sends you the file that they made, the accountant's copy that they made. So what you want to do is when you're in QuickBooks here, you're going to click on Open or Restore an Existing Company, either down there or up here under Open or Restore. Okay, I'm going to convert an accountant's copy file. So notice when it comes to you as a file, it's coming to you as a .qbx file, okay? When you restore it though, it's going to turn into a .qba file. So that means it's an accountant's copy. That's not the normal backing for a QuickBooks file, right? Normally QuickBooks have an extension of .qbw. So it's a little bit different, .qba file. It knows it's different. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say next. Again, it goes over these things with you, just an overview of what you can and can't do. The client can work on transactions after that dividing date. The accountant can work on transactions prior to that dividing date. Okay. Gives you a couple extra additives here. The accountant's copy, you can merge, delete, and reconcile accounts. That's something that was newly changed recently. In the accountant's copy, you cannot delete existing transactions before the dividing date. Also, the reconciliations don't hold, so you don't want to do any reconciliations until you get that accountant's copy back. All right. So it's telling me, where is this QBX file? I have two of them, but I'm just going to go ahead and grab this one for now. Gives me a warning. Are you sure you want to save it as accountant's copy? Okay. And I'm going to save it to my demo file here. All right. And it's going to go ahead and convert the file up for me. Now notice when it saves the file as accountant's copy, it does save the time and date stamp on it too. Unlike when you do a .qbw file, a regular QuickBooks file, it usually doesn't save that time and date stamp unless you put it in there. As with all of my videos that I mention, when you see that not responding, please, please, please be sure to not get scared. It just means working. Okay. You want to make sure you have the admin password and get logged in. Alrighty. Now when you're in here doing transactions, you can see things look a little bit differently. It looks a little bit different. So when I come in here, all the time it's going to give me warnings, okay? The accountant's copy, only the highlighted fields are what's going to go back to your customer, okay? So, okay. All right, so the highlighted fields you'll see here, date, entry number, adjusting entry, account, all these fields, everything would go back to the customer. So let's go ahead and make a journal entry. We're going to go ahead and do a, let's see, we're going to add furniture and equipment of $1,000, and we're going to take that out of office supplies because it should have been put on as a fixed asset. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and say save and close on this. Alrighty. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and create an invoice. Notice again all the fields that will flow over. All right. Create an invoice here as of, well, let's leave that date there for now. Item code, we're going to say some drywall, quantity of 25, non-taxable. Okay, all this stuff I'm going to leave there. If I go ahead and try and say save here. Okay, so it's going to let me save this, but it has the wrong date, right? Because I can't post anything after the date. So you need to make sure accountant's copy, division date 12/31/2010. Make sure everything is dated prior to that, because otherwise when you send it over, it's going to create an error. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Save and close, and we'll go ahead and do a bill too. Why not? Okay, so the vendor, put in somebody here, $580, and it's just going to go to professional fees for now. All right, and okay. Again, dated 12/31 or 12, let's say 15, 2010. Oops. Okay, so now we have a couple of transactions that we changed. And when you're ready to, you have done all your checking and your balancing, you're going to send it back to your client. Okay, so now when it came to you, it was a .qbx. When you converted it to work in the file, it's a .qba, and now you're going to create the .qby file to go back. All right, so we're going to view export changes for the client. All right, it gives me a list of the changes that I have here, all the changes that I've made. All right. Okay, it looks like the invoice, the journal entry I didn't change the date of. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the journal entry and make sure that has the right date. All right, and lets me save and close that. So it gives you a little chance to review. And I want to push refresh there. Okay. And you can expand and collapse these, you can print these, all this fun stuff, and you can then go ahead and send changes to your client if you guys have an account again, but you can also just create a change file. So I'm going to create a change file. Notice the .qby. Save it on my desktop for now. All right, and then you send it off to your client.